nerf me in 2017.
Rest in peace, Mercy. Support players around the world mumbled as they struggled to find their footing with their new hero Mercy. It was a long coming but controversial change that made the game's essential hero no longer so. Blizzard is trying to tell us something though. What they're saying is, you can pick the other supports now. Go ahead, try them. So you guys have been asking me what I think of the Mercy changes now that they are live, so here you go. And bear with me, this particular video essay was written ahead of the video I had originally planned for this week, but I believe I put everything on the table so far, so here we go.
We love Mercy. She's one of the best throughput healers in the game. She has absolutely fantastic mobility. Obviously, with the change of adding Valkyrie to replace her ultimate of Resurrection, we tried to move Resurrection to a secondary ability, and the ability right now in current Overwatch isn't playing out as a secondary ability. It's playing out like another ultimate ability in combination with Valkyrie, which is extremely powerful. So Mercy needs to be toned down.
So Mercy's wings have been trimmed, it's official. She can no longer resurrect players using her ultimate ability with the same speed and utility. But Mercy still is the #1 hero picked across all ranks from Bronze to Grandmaster, though that percentage is, to be honest, only a shadow of what it used to be. And now pro support players are forced to reconsider their picks. I know the changes to Mercy now are extreme. I've suffered playing her now in ranked and I'm really not picking her as much despite already racking up 30 hours for this season. And while I do not agree with all the changes to Mercy this patch, I can agree with the thought of where the game is eventually going. So what do I mean by that? Well, let me try to explain through this. If you played ranked long enough, then of course you've heard the term, we need a blank. Sure, every team needs balance, and they mostly achieve that with lineups of 2 damage dealers, 2 tanks, and 2 healers. If a team has 6 damage dealers and no healers, somebody ought to switch to healer. What makes less sense for a game with 26 heroes is the idea that every team needs one particular hero. Pro teams were picking Mercy. This also sent a shockwave to every rank in competitive play. Mercy's pick rate skyrocketed across every match. I remember picking Lucio, and my teammates would absolutely hate me for it, blaming me for any mistakes or losses our team might have gotten, attributing any negativity to any support that wasn't Mercy. What an era to be playing in, where you would get verbally beaten simply for picking Ana and Lucio. All these heroes and only one will give such a great advantage. This is the problems of variety and game design.
I know there are a lot of Mercy mains. Mercy is by far the most played hero in the game, and the community is absolutely vocal. We know how much you love this hero. If we tone her down too much, we will bring her back.
For example, in Jeff Kaplan's recent talks about Hero 27 in interviews and meetings, he has said that he believes that Hero 27 will be meta-changing. I almost thought to myself, oh, I hope he doesn't mean another must-pick. This is difficult for even a company like Blizzard to make every hero feel good, to make them feel like they deserve to be on the hero select screen just like everyone else. We've seen new heroes rise and earn their place, and there are heroes despite Blizzard giving them buffs and tweaks, they simply cannot be must-picks. The community will always frown or dread the sight of these heroes. You see, the game of Overwatch needs to be played a specific way. All of the pieces need to fit together for the highest chance of success. If you have too many pieces to build something, then you might get confused on what to do with them, or you may even get frustrated and throw those pieces away or shrug them off as useless. There's a lens that I try to look at when comparing games like Overwatch. They're basically rock, paper, scissors games, where each player has the same pieces to work with, and each piece counters the other piece. There is no question X piece will beat Y piece almost every time, where Y piece beats Z piece, and so on. But what if you had more than 2 players? What if then you increase the amount of pieces in the game? What if some pieces are good against every other piece? What if one piece is always at a disadvantage against every other piece? What if you kept adding even more pieces? Even though your game is growing in complexity and variety, the action of all this simply does the opposite and will always give rise to pieces that completely outclass everything else. In essence, you've created advantages for one when trying to improve the quality of life for everyone else. This happens in every game because if your goal is to win and you are given a choice, and if the choices are different, one will always be stronger than the other. Well, basically. There are, of course, exceptions for you little speculators. So how do we fix this? Honestly, I don't know, but I can tell you this. I don't play games because I want an advantage on my opponents. I play games because I want to win in a way that I feel good about. And if you give me a choice, I'm going to choose based off what I want. Maybe we simply need to add more heroes. Maybe someday, when we have over 100 heroes in Overwatch, we can play what we want. Until then though, we can't give up on our own heroes because they are not the flavor of the season. This is not the final form of Mercy. This is not the final form of Overwatch. Stick with your hero. You might surprise yourself with what you can win. Well, that's all for this video, and sorry guys if this seemed a little all over the place. There were a lot of ideas I wanted to fit in without making the video too long. If you have thoughts on Mercy changes that you haven't talked about yet, I would like to see your comments. Until next time, this is Arkland, and remember, heroes never die.